Today, we're going over some of the craziest Kickstarter and Indiegogo fails, starting with a big one, the Scully AR1 smart helmet. This raised $2.4 million and it was promised to be the Iron Man helmet for people who ride a motorbike. It had a heads-up display, rear view camera, GPS, Bluetooth, and I'm sure if it released today, it would have AI as well. So people were like,
"Shut up and take my money!"
And they did. So it turns out, it wasn't Tony Stark they were investing in. It was actually the Wolf of Wall Street. The founders were literally spending their money on strippers, Lambos, and luxury apartments. They did ship a few prototype helmets, but they were kind of buggy and didn't really work properly. And the company officially shut down in 2016, leaving the backers with pretty much nothing. They probably had a hell of a time partying though. Okay, so this next Kickstarter is probably one of the funniest stories I've come across, mainly because of what happens at the end. So let me set the stage. Before Apple Watches were a thing, there was the first ever smartwatch that raised $20 million on Kickstarter, called Pebble. We're not talking about that today because that one was actually successful. Today, we're talking about the Kreyos Media smartwatch. And this is the main character for our story, Steve Tan. Remember his name. So he saw the success of Pebble and thought, I could do this. I know some manufacturers in China. We could probably get this made. $20 million for a smartwatch. I want that. Then I'll be rich. His plan was to raise a bunch of money on Kickstarter, then pay a manufacturer in China to actually make the watch and the app. And he makes money by being in the middle. And if you're thinking, that sounds an awful lot like dropshipping, yeah, you're pretty much right. So let's take a look at the video that helped them raise $1.5 million.
Meteor Smartwatch by Kreyos makes the future even better than you imagined.
Alright, so you can answer calls on it, which is pretty cool.
Meteor Smartwatch connects with your iPhone,
Comes in different colors.
Android, or Windows 8 smartphone via Bluetooth. It replaces activity trackers, sensors, heart rate monitors, and cycling computers. It
That's a lot of things.
also keeps you connected to your favorite social media apps wherever you go, without having to look at your phone.
Now you can look at Facebook while on your watch.
It has a daily activity tracker and a sports mode for running and cycling.
Alright, so basically it was promising to be an Apple Watch before Apple Watches were a thing. And since Pebble crushed it before, people were thinking, if that worked, this will probably work as well. And it has a lot more stuff. And since I missed out on that, I can get like an even better version now. Plus it has Siri. There was just one problem. The product was actually trash. And a lot of people didn't actually even receive their product. It pretty much couldn't do any of the things that it promised. Like the voice control didn't work, gesture control was bad, it wasn't really waterproof, it was glitchy and it didn't really connect with your phone well. The speakers were like... So basically it sucked. And you know how it had gesture control? It would actually go on and off while you were running. So it was kind of useless. Also, there was a few comments that I saw that was saying that they were trying so hard to make the watch smart that they forgot to actually make it show the time as well. And you remember Steve, the guy behind the Kickstarter? Well, he blamed it all on the manufacturer. He also has like a 30-minute long post saying that the manufacturer overcharged him for every single thing. Like the cost to make the watch was actually $30, but the manufacturer charged him $52. So they were literally pocketing $22 per watch. But the funny thing is, even after overcharging him, they also convinced him to give 30% of the company's equity, just so he could buy it at a markup. Like he complained about the manufacturer, but you decided to go with them. It's still your responsibility. Also, I've ordered a bunch of stuff from China before, and the first thing you do is literally message a bunch of different manufacturers to see which one is best, and order like a few samples from them as well, so you can see what the quality is like. Anyway, Steve went silent for like 5 years. Then, here he is 5 years later.
If you're not ready to be a dog,
that's
right,
him.
You shouldn't be an entrepreneur.
He came back 5 years later, running ads to show people how to make $100,000 per month by dropshipping. He literally came back as an e-com dropshipping guru. Okay, before we go to the next crazy Kickstarter fail, I have a confession to make. You see, I'm obsessed with finding out how people are making money. Every time I see a trending, viral or interesting business or interesting way someone's making money, I need to find out more. So I decided to make an email newsletter going over all the stuff I find. If you want to find out about interesting businesses and interesting ways people are making money as well, check out bizexplorer.co. Okay, next Kickstarter fail. Now this one isn't the biggest one, but damn is it one of the scamiest. So this raised $316,000 and it's the NextGen 3-in-1 atmospheric water dispenser. Let's take a look at the video.
This is a machine that continuously produces water, drinking water. It is capable of extracting moisture from extremely dry air through nanofiltration and UVC sterilization systems.
No way, it makes water out of air. Guys, the water shortage problem is solved. We have the drinking water machine.
It allows you to drink clean, fresh water freely.
Hang on. Isn't it just a dehumidifier? Alright, it's a machine that makes water out of the air. Now, let me tell you something. I actually saw something like this on Shark Tank. Well, not actually Shark Tank, on Dragon's Den, the UK version of Shark Tank.
Our product produces water out of air.
And that was by far one of the funniest episodes I've ever seen. Also, that means this product isn't really innovative. It's something that already exists. And just out of curiosity, I checked Alibaba and found something similar. It's pretty much the exact same thing. It even has the 3 bottles. Also, I found their YouTube channel and I found this third-party review.
The drinking water machine, as the name suggests, it produces drinking water. It's an air-to-water dispenser that generates drinkable water from the air. Are just 3
Wow.
important questions you might.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but I have a feeling that this isn't a third-party review. Anyways, their website is down and there's like a ton of comments saying that they didn't get a unit. So it turned out to be a scam. Also, this doesn't actually make any sense from a business point of view either. The people that can afford this already have tap water, and the people that would need this can't afford this. Plus, there's also the electricity cost, and it's just cheaper to get water from other places. Okay, for this next one, imagine if Alexa could fly and cost $800.
This is Aire, the flying robot for the home.
It looks kinda different than any other drone I've ever seen. How is it flying? Like, that's such a weird shape for something to fly.
In its way. With its cloud connectivity, you can virtually visit your home from anywhere in the world.
Alright, so it's also like Ring, but inside your house.
Like never before. And with the ability to fly anywhere, Aire lets you actively join in on family moments like never before.
I like how in every single one of these robot type videos, it's always shown as it can be a tripod, but it can fly. Like, you can also just get a tripod, hold your phone, and for the security thing, you can just have security cameras in the corners of your room. I think I'm just being too much of a hater.
Aire doesn't just live in your smart home, it elevates it with Alexa integration.
Huh. So that's what the Alexa looked like before. So it seems like you just put the Alexa into this thing, and it becomes like a flying Alexa. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but this drone is kinda quiet. If you've ever heard of a normal drone before, you know that those things are really loud, but this one seems super silent. I wonder why that is. Not foreshadowing at all.
Aire follows your voice commands. Hey Alexa, tell Aire to take a photo and post it to Facebook.
3, 2, 1, say cheese.
Alright, I think we get the point. Anyways, it turns out that this entire video was faked, but luckily, this project was cancelled before people lost their money. Also, they were selling this as like an indoor security camera that can fly and see any burglars that come in, right? But if I'm the burglar and I see this thing flying at me, the first thing I would do would be to smack this thing down. Next up is a big one, the Chopbox. This raised $1.8 million and it's a smart chopping board. Let's take a look at the video. Alright, so you can obviously use it as a chopping board. Then you can weigh your food, see how much it is. So it seems like there's a scale as well. You can sharpen your knives. Although I'm not really sure how good the sharpening will be because I've heard those types of sharpeners are not really good for your knives. A second chopping board, cool. So basically it's trying to be the iPhone of chopping boards. It seems like a cool concept, but take a look at how many comments they've gotten on their Kickstarter campaign. Literally 13,000 comments, and all of them are saying they didn't get their product. Like, take a look at this. Didn't receive my product. I am invoking my rights. Never received mine. I ordered mine 5 years ago and have not received anything yet. Invoking my rights again. Like that does anything. So these guys just ended up getting the money and running away with it. And there you have it. Some of the craziest fails in Kickstarter history. Personally, I've never really put in any money for Kickstarter things because if I want the product, I'll just buy it when it gets released properly. And the risk will be a lot less because I know the product will actually exist then. Also, check out bizexplorer.co for interesting ways people are making money.